habitation on the moon. We can visit other people with their habitation. We can keep track. If there's something very important to be developed from the moon, I'm not sure what it is right now. And I sure think we should identify what it is for America to make such gross expenditures again for human habitation on the moon. We can help. We can join with. Together, we can explore the moon and develop the moon. We should go boldly where man has not gone before. Fly by the comets, visit asteroids, visit the moon of Mars. There's a monolith there, a very unusual structure on this little potato-shaped object that goes around Mars once in 7 hours. When people find out about that, they're going to say, who put that there? Who put that there? Well, the universe put it there. If you choose, God put it there.
Above all, my message to Americans today is that it is time for us to once again act with courage, vigor, and the vitality of history's greatest civilization. So as we liberate our nation, we will lead it to new heights of victory and success. We will not be deterred. Together we will end the chronic disease epidemic and keep our children safe, healthy, and disease-free. The United States will once again consider itself a growing nation, one that increases our wealth, expands our territory, builds our cities, raises our expectations, and carries our flag into new and beautiful horizons. And we will pursue our manifest destiny into the stars, launching American astronauts to plant the stars and stripes on the planet Mars. Ambition is the lifeblood of a great nation. And right now, our nation is more ambitious than any other. There's no nation like our nation.
Our next story is about Elon Musk, the poster child of bizarre ideas. Musk wants to build tunnels under cities, send his car to space, and engage in hand combat with Russian President Putin. But like him or hate him, you cannot ignore his plans, including his new plan. Elon Musk now wants to colonize Mars. He wants to establish a human colony on the red planet. He says it will have 1 million settlers. And how will they reach there? Via his SpaceX Starship rocket. But is this plan viable? And can humans really build a colony on Mars?
The author of The God Equation, that's a new book, great book actually, Michio Kaku joins us now. Musk says we may launch people to Mars as early as 2024. Who wants to go when he's issuing a warning that you might not come back?
Well, you know, we are 60 years into the space age, and the probability of rocket failure is about 1%. Now, take a look at the space shuttle. We had about 200 launches of the space shuttle and 2 catastrophic accidents killing 14 astronauts. In some sense, right on schedule. So I think the people who go to Mars are going to be pioneers. They're going to be, for the most part, military people trained to handle the face of death. So in other words, it's not going to be a big shock. And I think Musk is doing a public service because he's telling people that space is not a Sunday picnic. You just can't expect mom and dad to go into outer space immediately. It takes 2 years for a round-trip mission to Mars, and the world's record for being in outer space is a little bit over 1 year. So we have tremendous challenges, and I think we cannot oversell the technology.
Can I ask, Mars is kind of sexy because we know certain things about it, right?
Mars is sexy.
In a way, right? We know that I've been told that we know that there's water under the surface somewhere. We have a concept of what the environment is like. But it just occurred to me, how do we know for sure? I mean, how do we really know that there's water, liquid water is what I've been told, on Mars, and that the atmosphere is something that would be conducive to sending astronauts there and maybe even setting something up that's more permanent?
Well, first of all, the atmosphere is not something that's conducive to astronauts. It's a small fraction of Earth's atmosphere, and it's not going to Nobody's ever going to be able to go outside without a spacesuit.
No, well, yeah,
but it is the only destination in the solar system that even has an atmosphere that there's any chance of humans reaching anytime in the foreseeable future. And by that, I mean, in the next century. It is the only destination in the solar system other than the moon that offers a viable place that you could establish a base and do useful work. The water, of course, those are, we've got rovers on the surface, multiple satellites in orbit around Mars and have been for years and years and years. The instruments can certainly detect the traces of what we're talking about here, water ice, organic compounds on the surface as the rover Curiosity has found. There's no question about that. Now, being able to extract that in some useful way, that's another matter. Now, NASA's getting ready to send a rover to Mars in 2020 that's going to test techniques for taking in Martian atmosphere and producing oxygen, for example, the elements that other elements that astronauts will need in the future. That sort of technology offers a lot of promise, and Mars is a place you could do that, but years down the road to put people there, no question.
Lush dome structures, chrome cable cars, humans in spacesuits, and a cosmic commute. Elon Musk has a new plan, and it's to colonize the red planet, to create a human colony on Mars. He wants 1 million people there by 2050. Of course, this isn't a first. There are books about living on Mars, films about life on the red planet. Space agencies want to explore the idea. Corporations want to fund it. And now Elon Musk has come out with his game plan. The first obstacle is reaching the red planet. Musk has a solution. He's depending on his own company, SpaceX. He says the Starship could take people to Mars, almost like a daily flight. It sounds very life-changing, but there are a few problems with that. First, the Starship has its own challenges. Its recent flight ended in an explosion. Musk says there will be a new test this year, but currently progress remains slow. But for a moment, let's imagine the Starship works. What happens after that? Musk says the first few flights will be unmanned. Then people will be sent in. Not everyone, just a handful. On the red planet, they will try to convert water and carbon dioxide from the surface of Mars and turn it into liquid oxygen and methane. This fuel will power the Starship's return journey to Earth. After that, Musk plans to send more people in the thousands. They will have only one job: build colonies and factories. This is to make the red planet self-sustaining. There was also the talk of giant glass domes to try and heat up the planet. Of course, all this sounds very sci-fi, but is it legitimately possible? The first problem is the atmosphere on Mars. Musk wants to terraform the planet. It's a process to make the planet warmer and wetter, much like our own planet Earth. But is it really possible? Scientists say they don't know if Mars has enough carbon dioxide to achieve that. The other problem is getting people there. Musk is living on the assumption that people want to leave planet Earth. But why would they?